Well, it looks like it's that time of year again. Drake is about to release a new album. In a year where we haven't seen a hip hop album reach number one on the Billboard Hot 100, this honestly doesn't surprise me because Drake needs that number one. And if he sees the opportunity, he's going to take it. Yesterday, Drake announced his brand new album For All the Dogs, which looks like it could be dropping as soon as next week. This comes after dropping his phenomenal album that I really enjoyed and thought was the album of the year candidate last year in 2022, Her Loss. Drake announced his new album was honestly really new and really clever, and it was actually really cool. So yesterday, Drake released his new book, Titles Ruin Everything, A Stream of Consciousness, and it's a poetry book. And with that, he had the front page of the New York Times and the LA Times. And on the back side of the front page, there was a QR code, which I do have the newspaper for. And with that QR code, it led to an album announcement of All the Dogs, which is supposed to be an album that goes with the new book, which should be shipping. And I think 1 to 2 weeks. On the album announcement page, there was an interesting message that may hint at the sound of the new album where it says, they said they want the old Drake, Don't Tempt Me, which I honestly wouldn't mind some old Drake. Honestly, what I'm thinking my theory is that it's the 10-year anniversary of Nothing Was the Same. So potentially we may finally get that boom bap soul Drake album where he just raps, or like what he was doing on Nothing Was the Same 10 years ago. Or honestly, and I think this is the worst option of the two, is that we get a full Drake R&B album, which in 2023 I really do not want. Because honestly, Drake hasn't been really making any good R&B music, at least as good as his old stuff, since around 2016's Views. But let's talk about album release date, because honestly I think this album could be dropping as soon as this Friday. It's been rumored for a month now that Drake was going to release a brand new album before the tour that he's about to go on, and honestly this theory is about to hold up for two major reasons. Biggest hint that Drake is dropping a new album is that he just canceled 2 tour dates. The first one being Memphis, Tennessee, which was supposed to be this Friday and the start of Drake's It's a Blur tour, which is his all summer tour leading into fall. But he moved that back all the way to October, and he also canceled his Columbus, Ohio show, which was the next day, also to the end of the tour as well. So instead of going on tour those days, I think Drake cleared those out so he could drop the album and give people time to listen to it before he goes on tour and tours the album. The other biggest hint is when people were getting the newspapers yesterday from the New York Times and the LA Times, Drake related, which is pretty much the Drake store brand that Drake has all of his merch and everything, where the you could buy the book yesterday and everything, tweeted out that if you have the newspaper and you have the link that the newspaper has with the QR code on the back with the 2 dogs, stay tuned for daily updates. So I'm thinking that it's coming out this week, because you can't do daily updates for months at a time. Usually if there's daily updates on a brand new album, or to get updates on a release date or anything like that, the album has to be coming pretty soon, and I think it's going to be this week. Also, if Drake's going to be on tour, he's not going to be able to promo the album. So this is the last full week he probably has for a while before he goes on tour full time. And a lot of conversation and counterpoint saying that, oh, he wouldn't drop this Friday because Lil Uzi Vert is dropping their Pink tape, and they like Lil Uzi Vert too much for there to be some direct competition, which honestly, I don't believe that they're that close where he wouldn't do that. But at the end of the day, business is business, and Drake drops whenever Drake feels like dropping. But it is interesting because just like Travis Scott, I think Drake wants to be the only album coming out that week. So this may honestly be a possibility, not because he's friends with Lil Uzi Vert, but because he wants to get as many album sales as possible. Also, it makes sense too because the new streaming bundle rule is coming to effect next Friday. So if he's able to bundle the album with his book, the merch from his tour, anything like that, it's over. It's done. Drake about to sell 1 million copies easily first week. But let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Are you excited for a new Drake album? Is it too soon for a new Drake album? How much is he gonna sell first week? And make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.